So today I was seeing they had a hashtag on Twitter, and this hashtag was going viral about missing girls in the Washington, D.C. area. And there was a lot of information being circled saying 500 people have been missing since the beginning of January. And of course, when you hear that, you're like, oh my God. I mean, and then you just constantly see the black and the Hispanic girls whose constant photos was going around. You have lawmakers who's asking the FBI to get involved with this, which law enforcement should always be involved with a missing person, period. They should do everything they can to find this person. But when you have different missing persons reports, it's not always that someone was abducted by a kidnapper or a serial killer or whoever. Sometimes people file missing persons report if their child run away, or if their elderly parent goes somewhere, they can't find them, then they find them right at the local grocery store. Something like that. That still goes into missing persons. Now, if you do have someone that's missing, you shouldn't wait no 48 hours. You should immediately say something. And even the website that we're looking at now even talks about the same thing. But we want to look at every person currently right now that has been missing in the Washington, D.C. area. We're going to go through every person, male and female, because it's not just girls, it's male and female. But let's go through some of the claims that was out there and was causing some of the hysteria. Now, I saw a news report on this, and the tone of those people was just ugly. And I said, I can't even play that. So we're going to just do this, ourselves and just go through the facts. So as you see here, this is the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C., and if we scroll down, so they say missing persons cases, the data as of 3/22/2017. Now, that 500 number that kept circling social media is what you see right there for 2017 on the area of juvenile, 501. And then you have adult, 273, which have a total missing person cases in 2017 as of 774. But they did not say on social media, when you scroll down here, it says closed missing person cases. That means they found the person, the runaway person came back home, they found the elderly person, they found the child. So how many times have you seen Amber Alerts on the highway, and then they come in the news like 6 o'clock, say, oh, they found the child? That's still a missing persons case, but they closed that case. Not all of them end in someone being murdered or sex trafficked or, God forbid, taking their organs away from them. But that's, the worst that we fear when you hear people having missing persons. So as you see here, a total of 736 cases in 2017 has been closed out of that 774 number. Currently, right now, you have only 38 cases open, and you see here, juvenile, you got the critical, non-critical, same thing as the adult. So out of all those cases they had, this is what's open right now. Now, we're going to go to every person right now that is missing in the Washington, D.C. area. Every person's important, but we're going to look at them. Starting with this young brother here. He was last seen January 11th, 2017, around 3 p.m. Clayton Carter. Now, they say that you see where he was last located. He's 6'1", 173 pounds, brown eyes, etc., etc. If anyone have information, call the police. The next one here, now it's Faith Nelson. This young lady is 16 years old, as we can see. She's been missing since January 13th. But what bothered me about this is that she's been last seen, as you can see, January 13th, 2017, but she wasn't reported missing until January 30th. Now, if my 16-year-old daughter is missing, why in God's green earth, and I'm going to wait to January the 30th to report her missing? I mean, come on, something fishy with that one. And she was last seen 7 a.m. in the morning. Let's go to the next one. Johnny Philip Curry. He was last seen January 27th at 3:13 p.m. As you can see the information here. If you know anything, the whereabouts of this man, call the law enforcement. Now, you have this young girl, Demetria Carthens. She was last seen February 7th, 2017 at 3 p.m. She was 17 years old. So these are one of the girls that they're talking about. February the 10th. Now you have Jeffrey Allen Cole. He was last seen, you see here, and they describe him as a black male, light complexion, 5'7", 165 pounds, brown eyes with a bald head. He's seen wearing a black jacket, black Nike boots, black ski pants. So if you know anything about this man, please say something. You have another brother here, Jerry Bennett. Last time he was seen was February 11th at 7:37 p.m. Let me look at the dates between this one here. Okay, one after the next day. That's what I thought. And then you have this brother, as they talk about his situation, his height, weight, 59 years old. They need help. If you know anything about this man, please say something. You have the next one, Deontay Monk. Now, he was last seen February 15th. He's a 23-year-old, and they need to help finding him as well. The next person would be Chantice Zimmerman of February 16th, 2017. And she was 15 years old. So she still is missing. If anybody know anything about her, she's 4'11", 130 pounds, brown hair, long black hair from what they said. Let's go to the next one, and you have a Venetia Weaver, February the 16th. So she was abducted the same day as Venetia Weaver. Now, I don't want to say just abducted because I don't know if it's a runaway. I don't know. I don't want to put out information I don't have proof of, because we have to be careful putting out alternative facts and fake news unless we can really prove this. But anyone missing needs to be found, period. So they're looking for her. She's 18 years old. She was last seen, as you see here. She was reported missing on the 21st. Now let's go here. Navaris Johnson. That's February 27th. Now he's 14 years old, and he's been missing. So if anybody have any information about this young brother, please say something. Another one, Zaire Flemings, February 23rd. He's been missing. He's a 15-year-old young man, and his incident was reported February 24th. So you know anything about him or the whereabouts, please say something. Jimmy Lee Grimes. He's February 28th of 2017. This is all in Washington, D.C. area, folks. So we just want to make sure to clear up all the open cases that we at least can find. He's 58 years old, and he said he may be using a wheelchair. So we don't know what happened there. Now you have Deshaun Chirika, if I'm saying it right, Wallace, March the 8th. That's this month. At 12:25 p.m., she's 15 years old, and she's 5'1", 140 pounds, medium complexion, with hair black in color and brown eyes. So let's go to the next one here. You have a brother, Darrell Johnson, March the 10th, 2017 at 6 p.m. He's 50 years old. He's still missing. Then you have Mikael Barnes, March the 15th. 3:30 p.m. last time he was seen. He's 15 years old as well. Now, this is one picture everyone keeps seeing. Sharia Payne, March the 17th. It was a few days ago, 4:30 p.m. She's 17 years old. And you see here, she's 5'7", 130 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. The next person that went missing here is Jalen B. Lee, March the 18th, 14-year-old young man. Next one here you have, which a lot of people see in this picture, Shania Boyd, March the 18th. Let me go back here. Actually, the same day, March the 18th at 9:30 p.m. And they're looking for her at 14 years old, 5'4", 140 pounds. The next one here is Raekwon Blakeney, March the 17th. He's 19 years old. He's missing. You have Shania Burris, March the 21st. He's 17 years old. So he's missing as well. If anybody get information for anybody that we're talking about, you recognize any of these pictures, or once again, please report it to law enforcement. You have Jessie Hernandez. She was last seen March the 21st, 2017. She's 23 years old. She's missing. Hispanic female, light complected, 5'4" in height, 130, 140 pounds. Long black hair. So if you see her, say something. Joseph John Spencer, March the 22nd. He last seen at 2:43 a.m. 30 years old. And the last one that we have here would be Laronica Gorham. She was last seen March the 2nd, 2017 at 3:40 p.m. 28 years old. And she was reported missing on the 22nd, but she was last seen on the 2nd. And like I said, if anybody have any information, please say something to, law enforcement, help them find these people, because we don't want them missing. Now, it's a lot of things that's a reality of all this. Some people, like you say, could have ran away. Some people, we don't know if they were kidnapped. We don't know if some of these people were kidnapped and they're not here anymore because they stole their organs, because it's amazing that the U.S. government does not talk about the black market with organ harvesting. And we know this goes on. We know they want black people's organs because they believe that black people's organs have more life to them and they are more superior than anybody else. This is what these rich folks believe. Ask yourself this one question. How David Rockefeller, who just died, and everybody's celebrating that, I might add, how did he get 7 heart transplants when most people can't even get one? A lot of people died trying to get one, but yet he had 7. Do you think that he just got hearts like talking about? Notice how these rich people, they live forever almost until God says it's enough with them. They have no problem getting kidney transplants, heart transplants, anything they need, they get it. This is why they always say to black people, do not be an organ donor, because you don't want to be put down on that list where they can target you. Also about the sex trafficking. Sex trafficking is a big thing, and it's all over the United States and all over the world. I know you've seen the movie Taken. You remember where the guy's daughter was in a foreign country, and that's what they did with her. They kidnapped her and tried to put her and auction her off to these devils, and he had to go get his daughter, right? Good movie. It's the same thing in real life. And I wish all the people can go do what they did in that movie to go get their daughters back. But unfortunately, that don't happen all the time. And some of those girls could have been taken to New York. New York is a big hub. It's like Houston's a big hub for sex trafficking. And the government, FBI trying to stop it much as possible. But you have so many people that's so entrenched in sex trafficking that it's just horrible what they do to human beings for the sake of pleasure for someone else. It's just straight demonic. And they kidnap people. They kidnap children to be a part of sex trafficking or getting black market organs. You also got to be careful. Now we're talking about all this. Women, if you don't have to go out by yourself at night, don't go out by yourself. And if you do, and you got a gun state and they're very lax with the laws, carry your firearm, get your concealed carry. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to use a gun, there's a lot of pepper spray. Actually, the pepper spray gel will be better to use because that one actually stick to the person. They can't get that off of their face as fast as they can get off the actual spray. And they sell them all day long. You can find them on Amazon or any website you want to. I think, black people definitely need to get more into firearms, go to the shooting range, shoot a gun, actually learn how to shoot a gun, not that sideways crap that these hoodlums on the street want to do, but actually know how to shoot a gun and shoot a target. It's something just for, your overall protection. Be careful when you're putting your children in the car and you got your back turned. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings everywhere you go. When you go to a movie or anywhere, make sure you identify the exits. Make sure you don't sit with your back turned toward the door. Make sure you always know when you're facing the door in any kind of restaurant or any public place. These are things that you can just kind of keep in mind. Be careful and watch people who's maybe following, or watch how people looking. Anywhere you go, you need to always scan where you're at with your eyes. Look to see who's looking funny, who's looking out of place, who's looking weird, and don't base it over how a person dressed. I was just told today by someone I know that a woman almost got abducted by a well-dressed guy with clean cut. And what he did, he stalked this woman, and when he saw her get out of her car to go into the mall, he let the air out of her tires. She said, "Oh, my tire's down." He was waiting to hear that. He walked up on a woman with a briefcase, helped her change the tire. But he put his briefcase inside of her trunk and asked if she can take him just 4 blocks down the road because he had an interview and he didn't want to miss it. Well, shoot, she thought, well, man, I'm going to help him out because, look, he helped me out. But she thought something was funny, so she said she wanted to go back inside the mall, and then she started running. That intuition just let her know something was wrong with that situation. Well, long story short, the police came out, the guy took off, popped the trunk, and inside the briefcase, there was basically a kidnapping kit, knife, handcuffs, blindfold, duct tape, rope, everything to kidnap this woman. So lucky for her, she got away, from kidnapping, because she may not have seen her anymore as well. So you definitely have to be aware of your surroundings, period, and go around areas that the safety level is higher. It's no accolade to go in dangerous areas because you only get one life. You don't get 2 or 3. So you got to make sure to protect yourself at all times. Men and women, you should do that. And if you say, I'm fine in this area, but it may not be good for your children, don't go to certain areas. Same thing about don't go to certain clubs. Even if you I'm fine, I can fight, I can do. No. Go to areas that's decent. Don't be in the hood establishments or some ratchet place. We have to always think with a lot of street smarts in the area of protecting ourselves, and also, because there's some evil people out there, very, very, very evil people out there. And you have to consider that at all times, that not everybody think like you and I. They're just trying to, live their life, do the right thing, take care of their family, and enjoy life best way possible. Some people out there to do dirt and evil. And unfortunately, those people are roaming around in every city and state. We shouldn't live paranoid. Not saying to do that. A lot of people say they pray. Well, pray, ask for God to protect you, and also use your 5 senses as well, and just keep your eyes and ears open, to where you at and just your surroundings. But, when you have kids, don't let them just out anywhere. Make sure you always know where they at. Check in with them because, people like that, they can just snatch your kid when you're at the mall or anywhere. I mean, you got to have some street smarts always, We can just keep talking about this. I don't want to make the video more longer than what it is, but I'm just admonishing you, with your children, keep an eye on them. Don't let your daughters just roam in the street like that. Even if they're on the bus, make sure they're okay. Just make sure they safe and sound, because checking in with your children is something that you should do as a parent. And I don't care if it's 30 times, 40 times. I'd rather do that and be safe than be sorry and then crying because one of mine is missing. So I just want to make sure we clear a lot of that up about some of the misconceptions based on facts. It's horrible that anybody's missing. I don't care who they are. It's horrible, and it's wrong for any child or adult or whoever to be missing. And I know that, the family is hurting for sure. But, definitely keep this conversation going. Let's just end it at, well, let's find these girls and these young men. No, find everybody. Because people go missing every single day, and every person is important. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Share the video, like the commentary, and subscribe for more news stories.